The magic is about to start. Hi, I am Sky's
Wait,
Cascades Files. Yes, real magic. And these are the stars of the Monster of the Week Down the Road campaign. My players, the wondrous folks. Let's start with Cassie.
Hello, peoples. I hope you're being good peoples.
Don't we all? Not these peoples, though. Not these hunters. Then next we have Emily.
Hello.
And, okay. We got Jason.
we are clearly good people. We didn't kidnap anybody last week.
Yeah, you're on a roll of like one, I think. So good job. Good job.
Yeah.
The longest journey starts with just one step, and you're on that step. All right. Last but not least, we have Brian.
Hello, everyone.
Is Fenrir still with you? Is Fenrir joining us?
Oh, she's asleep.
Leave the dog asleep. All right. So,
Every soldier knows when to moment.
so exactly. So let's just kick things off. We had last time we met our hunters, Dumas, Darcy, Hawk, and Charles. It was quite an emotionally charged episode, I think. Probably the most, Academy Award winning Monster of the Week so far. A lot of stuff went on. The people were shot by people they know. Heads were taken and nuzzled like old friends or family members, as the case may be. Yeah, it was a time. We had a sky parkouring angel, fallen angel. We had the fast talking Hawk, who barely needed to fast talk, and was one of the weird sisters apparently, and totally guttered that ball. We don't even want to talk. We won't even talk about. We will not talk about this incident ever again.
You just talked about it. You just brought it up.
Okay, from now on, I'm not sure if you caught that inference, but it was like, yes, from now on, we don't want to talk about the Hawk incident, the Hawk bowling incident, or how cute they all looked in their shoes and matching shirts. Because that's what sticks in my mind forever is the team look, really, when you get down to it. So there we are. Why don't we start off with a driving in the RV montage. So tell me, you're kind of on the road as you always are, because that's the name of the campaign for a reason. What's going on in the RV? Tell me what's going on.
Well, I'd actually like to give an update with Charles. So, in our time, I don't know if anyone noticed, but a lot of the times we stopped, Charles went out and bought a freezer.
Oh no!
He bought a freezer and some chains.
Oh, Jesus.
In the last few nights, you guys, it started with screaming, shouting, arguing, and now it's been loud music just blasting. And I swear it's been two people screaming at each other.
Oh, great! That's what this hunter group needed.
So, but Charles was not really showing his face at first, but now he's kind of like that. He's kind of like a deer. He'll open the door, look around, and slowly venture out. But if someone sees him, he goes charging back into the bunker and back into the room. And that's what he's doing right now. Currently, he wants some food, but he doesn't want to talk to anyone.
All right.
I appreciate that this now means that if Hawk wants to leave her room, she has to go through the bathroom. Because the bunk room is just the hallway in between.
Oh my god. So what is Hawk doing?
Yeah, a freezer. Yeah.
How can you follow that? I know. I'm sorry. It's not my fault.
I'm thinking maybe I should be hiding the elephant gun from Charles.
Hawk is nothing if nothing pragmatic.
Oh, and also Charles bought a beautiful wooden mantle, and he framed the broken shotgun, and it has "Damn you, Dumas" underneath it.
I personally have a question. How is all of this stuff fitting in the RV? I mean,
It's a rather
it's
large
not-
RV, to be fair.
It's not that big of a freezer.
Yeah,
It was only.
but-
It's a moderately small freezer. It's not that big. It's only about 1.5 cubic feet. So it's like
So
right
kinda
here in
like
the corner.
what you would have.
It's over the sink.
Oh,
Over the
no.
Kinda like
sink.
what you would have in like a college dorm or something. I get you.
Yes, exactly. It's not one of those big 5.5-foot ones that take up a lot of
Can we-
space.
Can we say that we have put this framed broken shotgun like right over where we sit to eat?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think-
Winchester pub. Hawk is probably going to shoot.
Yeah, Dumas is out riding a motorcycle behind the RV.
Yeah, just stay away from everybody. Wise.
If Charles is doing all of this, there's a very good chance that Hawk would actually just be on the motorcycle with Dumas.
Oh,
if
great.
that's okay. Get
Oh
away
my.
from all of that.
Yeah, I mean, Darcy's driving, so she does best. I imagine since Charles isn't necessarily showing his face, and is kind of keeping to himself, she may have, taken this time to chat with Raven a little bit about goings-ons. Not a significant conversation, but like I kind of imagine that Darcy has like a headset, not big cans like this, but like a headset that you would use if you worked at like a call center or something. That she's got plugged into her phone, which is now a permanent number. She had that character development.
Excellent.
And like maybe her and Raven have these like quick, like probably 30-minute conversations when she gets away from everybody. Or lately, as the case may be, when Dumas and Hawk are avoiding Charles being a maniac.
Well, that's only like half the time, right? Really? Okay, it's
Yeah.
actually all the time. We understand that. Everybody who's watched the shows. And that's okay.
And is Charles not a me?
Oh,
I ca-
I forgot to tell you, it's Good Vibrations. That's by Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. That's been playing this entire
yeah.
time.
Of course
okay,
it is.
so yeah, Raven hears good vibrations in the background. I don't know. I kind of imagine that sort of the friendship that I'm imagining between the two of them is kind of like when Darcy gets stressed out a little bit and she feels like, wow, these people are crazy and they're getting on my nerves. She calls Raven and
She calls
sort
the
of-
cops, basically. Really, that's so freaking ironic right here.
You
Guys are killing me.
Friend.
She's trying not to think about the fact that Raven's a cop.
I suppose that's
Raven's-
good.
Raven isn't like the other cops.
You're not like the other cops, Raven. You're different.
You're special.
You're special.
Oh, then the last thing Charles is going to do before slinking back into the room is he stealthily drops a plate of bacon on Darcy's lap and runs back into the
Fuck
room.
yeah. Oh hell yeah. Darcy
It's like he's
going
he's like
to
right up-
enjoy bacon as a snack now.
he's like right above you, and he just goes, and then runs away.
Charles doesn't care that she's on the phone.
Nope.
I
He's just
wonder that we cook bacon, but we bake cookies.
Oh wow, that's gonna twist your noodle for days to come, peoples.
Also,
Yeah.
Hawk officially the hot dog is a sandwich.
A hot dog is a sandwich. I can get around that. Yeah, I'm good with that.
A hot dog be closer to a taco?
Or is just a taco a sandwich also?
I'll treat you to the sandwich alignment chart later.
Yeah, this goes beyond this this campaign. Really, it's that is literally a campaign on its own, which I don't have the wherewithal to get into. So
All right.
I'll hop up on meth or something, and we can do is a hot dog a sandwich campaign someday, but not today. That's not today. Today is not that day. All right. So you're all kind of doing your thing. It's about when you get your latest facts. Which
Heck
I'll
yeah.
share with everybody.
Faxes.
All right. All right, you should all see it. Who wants to be the fax reader today?
I guess it's my turn,
All right, go for it.
even though I'm off. Huh. Looks like the Spooky Sisters needed a week off anyways. So thanks for taking up the Wendigo assignment. Park ranger that you work with just fucking up and retired, so I can only imagine what you guys were up against. Hang in there and keep doing these media-free jobs. I've taken the liberty of filling out your HR mental wellness forms with stable and focused as the mental state. Hope you don't mind. Anyhow, next assignment, you'll be going to Corbensville, Arkansas. Another termination job. Target is not normal. Mission will be standard and a high-profile bonus. The triggering incident: 2 victims were found in the small town of Corbensville, Arkansas, with 2 puncture marks in their neck. Both bodies found behind Sister Sarah's building. Townspeople are convinced there's indeed a vampire or some sort of demon that happens in place. We're talking that they're like on the verge of torches and pitchforks. Local contacts, none. Consulting team 042 has opted out the job research one. Still able to commission 75% there. Actually, guys, here's a freebie. An old buddy of mine works at Sister Sarah's, and this hookup is on the house. Talk to Stephen Forrester when you get there. A former Army Ranger who took some shrapnel for me once upon a time.
Cool.
There you are.
To
We're heading
Arkansas.
south to Arkansas. So before
Yeah.
before I forget, and before Hawk reminds me, I'm going to do the opening the intro video. So let's get that done. But when we get back, we'll find out what the hell's happening in Arkansas, because I actually have no idea. Because it's Arkansas. Sorry, Arkansanians, if that's a word.
The nature of your emergency. Please send help. It has fangs and claws. It's not. Please. Oh no. It's coming. It's too late.
Miss, it's going to be okay. Miss, it's done. It can't hurt you. You're safe now.
The thing.
Oh my god, we're back. I don't even know what Emily's talking about during the break. All right. So yes. Let's see here. It's just about dusk as you roll up to the address on your sheet, and what do you call it? Right outside, there's already a commotion as you drive up. It looks like there's some kind of protest happening there, right out in front of the building. It's like it's definitely some kind of, you see a guy who is leading the charge. Well, the charge. They're standing still up in front. Looks like definitely a pastor type. And they're basically they have signs that read like go turn away from sin. The devil lives here. Demon spawn go home. And they kind of part ways as you kind of drive the RV through, because basically they don't want to get run over by an RV. Who does? And as the wave parts, you see Sister Sarah's, or actually seeing the whole sign, Sister Sarah's Drag Revue. And it looks like it used to be a honky tonk type of thing in the middle of nowhere. It's like literally there's like nothing for what seems like miles. It's this building, a parking lot, lights to light it up in the front. There's already the kind of like the neon and blinky lights have already come up on the the Sister Sarah sign in the front. And yeah, it's really not hard to find a parking spot since there are no filled spots at this point. What do you do?
Well, Dumas park her bike and kind of look over to the people that are protesting, I guess. And what are they doing?
They're just doing the usual chanting things, holding up their signs, being there type of thing. Every now and then you see someone do this number,
Okay, Charles hears all the nonsense from the room, and he's going to finally come out. Now I want to point out, he's wearing bright neon sweatbands, armless shirt that says Funky Town, and parachute pants.
Love that.
As you do.
And he just walks behind Darcy.
No one does.
Darcy, where are we, and why are there crazy people yelling outside?
Corvinsville, Arkansas, and I think they're protesting demons. So that's a thing. What do you say we get a drink, Charles?
Oh, a drink sounds lovely. Let me just go lock something up real quick.
Not one of ours. Not one of ours. We're gonna go into the bar. Unless you don't want to, I can go by myself.
No, Darcy, I will actually join you. Fenrir!
Great idea.
Fenrir, keep him company.
Keep him company. Oh my god.
Oh god, gross. Darcy.
Take out a likely looking person in the crowd and go up to them and start talking.
Oh, Hawk is wasting no time getting in face. Cool. So it'll probably be the Reverend type dude or some of the flock. Which is Hawk aiming at?
I don't know. Anybody who seems like they're very loud or they know what they're doing, so it's probably the pastor.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Dumas come up behind Hawk and kind of watch what's going on.
Okay. So so actually I'm gonna move us over real quick. Since I feel the rolls coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Not the kind above my belt, my belly. So, yes, I'm a fat old dude, so let's go there. Anyway, so yes, I feel rolls coming up. So, Hawk, you walk up to the pastor dude, kind of a middle-aged guy, salt and pepper hair type of thing, thin. He's wearing the collar, etc. And all that kind of good stuff. He's not holding up a sign. He's just kind of standing in front of the group that is. But he, as soon as you start walking towards him, he could, laser focused on you. You just came out of the RV that came out of nowhere. That's parking here for some reason. What do you do?
So I just kind of walk up to him. Good fake smile, customer service. So it's like, hey, what's going on around here? I came down from Little Rock. I was passing through, and there's quite a crowd here. I wasn't expecting this. Is there like a festival going on?
I'm sorry. The Canadian in the group does the best Southerner. Good job, by the way, Jason. Yes. So, yeah,
What? I actually am a Southerner.
so the pastor.
You want me to put on my Southern drawl?
Oh my god.
I can drawl for y'all.
I love that. What?
So the pastor is like well, there've been a couple murders in town. There haven't been murders for many years in here in Clearwater. And we just know they're coming from here. The bodies were found right in back. So you go to the nest of sin to find the culprits, and that's where we are. We're rooting out sin. And he kind of does this action, and the people behind him bring up the volume of the chants. Cast out sin, cast out sin. Give the demon up, give the demon up.
So there are murders going on, and which is horrible. I don't know why anybody would want to murder such fine, upstanding folk as yourself. And you say that you tracked down the murderer to inside this place? You tracked him down inside there, huh?
The bodies were found right out in the back, right by the dumpsters, like so much garbage. And this house is sin. I guarantee you that's where the evil's originating.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it is definitely like a den of iniquity. But then, but then, and Father, I mean,
Reverend. The papacy does not exist yet.
With your faith in the armor of God, I do have to ask you one very pertinent question here. If the evil is inside this den of sin, why aren't you going in to find it?
He kind of herms at that one, and he's like,
I know, man like you, your face is a shield, and Old Scratch will not be able to lay a hand on you even as you walk through that dark valley to find who is responsible for this. So I'm curious about why you standing out here.
That should be like Hawk's like custom move, like making people do the thing that they don't want to do, but they say they want to do. But yeah, so he's like, well, the good sheriff has seen fit to not allow us entrance on force of punishment of imprisonment. And with that, as like as you're kind of talking to him, the others kind of see, okay, she came out of the RV, they came out of the RV, those two, and they just went into the house of sin, and someone from the backs, like, oh my god, Reverend Edgewater, the one she's with just went in there. They're with them. They're with the demons.
Oh yeah. I was going to say explicitly that Darcy and Charles would like to take advantage of the distracted Reverend to go inside, but I like how you did that for us. I appreciate it.
I just want to know, did Charles hear Hawk do with the accent?
Now listen here. Okay. we're from out of town. We just got here. My friends, my family went in for some victuals and to wet their whistle. Nobody knew there was any kind of murders or anything going on except for me because I'm here talking to you as you tell me. They couldn't have known that. They didn't ask anybody. They just went, damn, I'm hungry, and went right on in.
Oh my
So
god.
why is this nothing being in league with the adversary?
Oh my god. So at that point the Reverend turns his back to Hawk, like in this big, overpronounced, overdramatic, turn on the heel move, and goes, "Get behind me, Satan!" And the whole group does the exact same thing. Suddenly there's like 30 people who just turned on their heel with their back to Hawk and everybody and said the same thing.
Yeah, Dumas just like smirking at them and be like just shaking her head.
Charles was poking his head out the door, so he saw all this. So he's going to shout at Hawk. Hawk! These people are all a bunch of assholes. Why don't you come inside and have a drink?
I know that, Charles. But I'm suing him for a bit.
I know that, Charles. The growling stage whisper.
What? It's not like demons or something.
Then Charles slowly pulls out his hands from behind the door. He's going to look at the priest. Aye, Mr. Priestman, the man who was rude to my companion.
Charles just has no filter.
And then slowly just goes back inside.
Right.
With his parachute pants flapping behind him in the wind.
That none of you people here have read the Bible and learned about God's wrath for being inhospitable to strangers who were simply looking for hospitality, such that he wiped out entire cities of Sodom and Gomorrah for what you are doing right now. That's where you want it. Fine, you can be a bunch of witness pussies. He's out here doing nothing. Lord, well, I am going to go in there. I am going to root this out, and I am going to cleanse this place in the name of the Lord, unlike your false prophet here. And I'll point at the Reverend.
Oh, God. Oh,
Oh my god.
Walk in.
yes,
That was amazing.
that was Hawk going ham, as they say. I'm gonna actually, you know what? I think let's go with that. I want you to trigger manipulate someone.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
You've I think you've fairly triggered that move.
That was glorious.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
11. All right, I'm going to say that there's some murmuring in the crowd as you go in. Some murmurs of doubt from some of the flock. All right.
Ooh.
So as you go in, again, it's just it looks like inside more or less what it looks like from the outside. A transformed old honky tonk that used to be just again in the middle of nowhere where some good old boys could come around and get some beers, and now it's it's a honky tonk that's done fabulous. There's a glitter ball, neon. There's hearts and rainbows and everything everywhere. This is a bright place, in every sense of the word. There's lights everywhere. There's glitter. Too much glitter. Too much glitter.
So Darcy's gonna kind of like lean over to Charles and be like, so those people are homophobes. Got it.
Yes, they appear to be quite the intolerant people now, but you have to understand, Darcy. Hawk was doing the most hilarious fake accent.
Sure.
Now look, I can do a fake southern accent myself. Check
Please
it out.
don't.
Crikey! Corky, now, wouldn't you believe it? I sound like the perfect Southerner, don't you believe? Isn't that right now, Darcy?
I think it's the
Southern
wrong
England.
kind of Southerner, Charles. With that,
What's
Darcy
that
would
from
like
Southern
to Darcy would like to locate a bartender. Can I see one?
Well, as you all walk in again, the night is young. The sun has just gone down, so there's not much going on here at the moment. However, the first thing you see is a guy coming towards you, and he's wearing these. He's a fit man, and he is wearing camouflage pants, drab green shirt, and yeah, he's coming towards you with a purpose. He's like, yeah, can I help you?
Hello.
Hello. Do you need a seat?
Maybe, but we are from the Charles. What's our company name? I seem to have forgot.
Pest control.
Charles is
Pest control.
there's like an outline of where Charles was. He's in the dance floor and he's like shaking his booty now.
Oh
He's
my
dancing.
Charles is going crazy.
So
he's just dancing.
he kind of quirks his head. He's like, "You're from a pest control company?
Yeah.
Everything's
like-
fine here."
We're exterminators, but of monsters.
Okay. Who are you looking for?
To look
Steven?
for Army Forrester, sir.
Oh, no, I'm Jacob. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you'll be looking for me." From like out of your kind of eye line. As you turn,
Shit.
he's like, "Yeah, you're looking for me." Yeah, they call me Jody Lovejoy these days, but yeah, that's who I used to be. So the Smith sent you, right?
Yes, indeed, Jody.
Darcy has become a shrinking violet. She feels very embarrassed by what just happened between her and the handsome dude in camo, and she in fact steps behind Hawk.
Yeah, there's no being lost behind Hawk. I think Hawk is the shortest of the bunch. Is it? Or...
You just hear Charles in the distance going, "More glitter! Cover me in glitter!"
Okay, we have to clip that one. That's a clip. So yes, like yeah, we got quite the problem here. So you're professionals, and he kind of looks to the group of you, or she, she's drag queen.
Don't let their appearances fool you. They're not working right now. They understand. Given the history I know you have, you'd understand that when it's time to work, you need to work really hard. But when it's R&R, you could blow up all that steam, right?
And with that, you see Charles twerking.
Yeah, Jody does catch a little bit of that. She's basically kind of returns her focus to the rest of you. Duma, are you standing with Darcy and Hawk, or are you doing the twerk line down by Charles?
I think
Because that
standing
some
with
people would pay money for
I'm
cash.
standing with them.
Okay, all right. So yeah, Jody is kind of looking y'all up and down. It looks like if any of you are familiar with reading expressions, she kind of thinks probably Dumas a badass, has no idea why Darcy and Hawk are here, and Charles she could care less, but he's got a good twerk.
Somehow he now has a whistle and he's dancing with the whistle.
Oh my god.
I love the visual of Charles doing this by himself too. No one's with him.
Yes, out of nowhere, the music does start up. Let the music play as actually on right now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And what's
so you're here to kill a vampire. Is that about right?
Oh, I mean, what they told us, it certainly sounds like a vampire, but there are some things that could seem like vampires that aren't. But yeah, it's probably a vampire. And yeah, like I said, work hard, play hard. They do seem like an absolute pile of utter craziness, except for Dumas here. But when it's time to go to work, I wouldn't want.
All right. So I hope you understand the fact that if it weren't for the fact that there were literally 2 corpses with fang marks found next to our garbage out back, that this whole discussion of vampires would be kind of, crazy to me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do absolutely understand. What you're saying.
Yes.
Do you think they're
Sometimes
you?
What did you say?
Darcy asked if Jody thinks the Reverend's framing her.
Well, the Reverend's kind of been against this place ever since it got started up, way back when Sister Sarah was still alive. And she motions over to behind the bar, and there's actually a picture of quite an obvious drag queen in a habit, surrounded by several rosaries, in memory of. And even when Sister Sarah's alive, since Sister Sarah started this place up, the Reverend's been against it. These protests have always been around. This is like the I like to think of this as the gay bar oasis of Arkansas. It's the only place where some people can come to have a good time and relax and be themselves. And he doesn't like that. Happens to be in his town. They were there first. And so the protest just got bigger with the fact that it looks like there's a vampire in town. I can't believe I just said those words, and I've said some crazy shit.
Charles is now forcing someone to slow dance with him.
Oh my god.
As you can see, somebody is here having a good time.
Darcy's gonna kind of like lean over to Jamal a little bit. She's gonna go, I bet the Reverend's the vampire.
My initial
I don't
read on
know
the
about-
Reverend is all
I
bark and no bite.
I don't know about that, but we can see.
Well, all I know is that, for as crappy as this town can be, the sheriff isn't exactly our friend, but he's kept stuff civil. There haven't been Molotov cocktails tossed in or anything. And, he was here, earlier in the day, and, he did ask us to maybe close down for just a few days, but we all know that Sister Sarah wouldn't want any of that. So, we kind of all just stay here, by the way. I saw you, that's your RV out front, right?
Yes, it
Yes, it
is.
And a mighty fine one to do.
Darcy says, very proud of her RV. Rhonda.
It's like, we all kind of stay here. So, I mean, back when I, was in the field, you wouldn't know by looking at me, but I was a combat vet. And there is such a thing as strength in numbers and keeping up the defenses. There's something to that old saying, best offense is good defense. And, he kind of gestures back to Charles, and it doesn't help to keep morale high either. So
we try.
Oh, you don't know how, but now Charles has a feather bow and he's doing this.
Oh my god.
So he kind of gestures to like near the back of the house, and it's like, okay, girls, come out, meet our exterminators. And then several ladies come out, and he's kind of waits for them to get in line. And he's like, well, let me introduce you to the Revue. We have here Princess, Loretta Sweet, Angela Greatmounds, Allegra Lamour, Corey Hardbottom, Trixie Makepeace, and Mistress Shade.
Darcy is now fully behind Dumas. She is like, oh god. There are attractive people here. This is weird.
Openly stare.
Sing Donna Summers.
Yeah, Dumas just kind of nods and says, "Good evening, girls."
Dumas the only one who's just like unfazed. Like, hello.
What does Hawk say? What did Hawk say?
Hawk is just kind of openly stare.
Yep, as you might expect from their names, it's different looks, different aesthetics, etc., etc. But all fabulous. And there's far too much freaking glitter, so there we are. So, now that you're here, what do you do?
Charles joins back with his group and he's just, this is the greatest place in the world. I have never experienced such joy.
One of the drag queens is like, oh, you haven't yet begun.
So, I guess the first question is, what can you tell us about the victim?
You just want to see me put back on the thing, don't you?
Darcy has decided to remove herself from the situation and has walked outside.
Yeah, the chanting is, there's now some arguments going on outside. There's not one, like when you first came in, there was like a unified, front there, if you will. And now there's like, there's quite obviously argument with a few people trying to keep up the protest. And it's starting to fall apart for the moment, at least. So, let's see. So, what you asked what you can tell me. So, let's see here. So, you're investigating a mystery. Why don't we go ahead and do that?
I'm still going to investigate the part, but what we.
Yeah.
Oh,
Holy
well,
bajolies. This is Hawk's lucky day. So yeah. Let's see. So you have what? 2 hold.
Hold.
What are your questions?
So, I mean, my initial question was going to be about Vic. It's not really want to investigate it.
Okay, well, you're investigating, so let's hold on to your hold until you want an answer on one of those. So yeah, tell me about the victims. Well, Jody's like, well, all right, so one was part of the Reverend's flock. Seb Jenkins, nobody a note. Worked at the, he worked at the, the local 5 and dime. And the other, and he kind of, was very dear to our hearts. Mimi Couture. They were both found on the same night with those marks right out back. trained. It was. I've seen some shit, and let me tell you, that nothing unnerves you like that kind of thing.
That's interesting. No real direct, obvious, definite, different crowd. But it was all the same.
Hmm.
How long ago was that?
It was about 3 days ago now. What's everybody else doing as Hawk is kind of doing the questioning?
Okay. You said so it was out back? Charles wants to go investigate the back.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Dumas will go out back with Charles and investigate.
Okay. What's Darcy doing now that she doesn't have a Dumont to hide behind?
Darcy went outside in the front.
Oh, that's right. Darcy was at the front. Excellent. All right. So Hawk, hold on to that for a minute here. Let's go out back and see how that's all going. So, what are the two of you doing to investigate?
Okay, so this is the scene of the. So Charles is going to look around, see if maybe the assailant dropped anything. Maybe see if there's any maybe we can use to identify the person who attacked these two people.
Okay. So, I mean, that's a potential question for investigating mysteries. Why don't you go ahead and roll plus sharp? Meanwhile, what is Dumas doing, or does Dumas want to maybe help out with Charles if he needs it, or is Dumas doing her own thing?
I believe she's doing her own thing right now. She wants to try to.
Oh wow, that's a good one.
Something's broken.
Well, so far, all 11s.
Yeah. Good
Weird.
job.
I know one of the two questions. What's
Okay.
being concealed here?
Yeah. So before I do that, so what Dumas again? What are you doing to investigate?
Well, I want to use magic, and I'm trying to think of some good flavor for it. But I think for right now is she just her eyes turn white again, and she's going up to where the people fail, around the area, and just trying to look for any magical signatures or resonance. And I do have a new ability.
Ooh, what is it? Do tell.
It's that old black magic. When you use magic, you can ask a question from investigate a mystery move as your effect.
Oh, neat.
That is awesome.
All right. So first, let's handle Charles. So Charles, you already have two hold yourself. What's your first question? Is what's being concealed here?
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna say that you find as you kind of go around over to the dumpster where again where they kind of describe where things happened. What you find there is one of those little what is it called? It's like a mini Bible type of thing, or mini Bible type of thing. And it's marked on several pages. As a quick look, it's about sinning and that kind of thing, and et cetera, et cetera. But it's like a mini version. It looks well worn, like someone kept it for some time. Do you want to spend your other hold, or should I move to Demon back to Hawk?
I'm going to hold on to that for right now.
Okay. Dumas, why don't you go ahead and use magic? No pressure,
Okay.
but you got to get an 11 like everybody else does. Come on. Did not get an 11.
No.
Oh no.
But
No.
you must have typed something wrong. Did you go and make it the plus part blank instead of a 0? Because Duma has a +1 weird, so either way, it's definitely a failure.
Yeah,
Well-
it's weird. I don't know what happened. It should be at least a 3.
Yeah.
Did you, when it said do you have forward, did you leave it at 0 or did you edit that into like blank?
No, I just left it at 0.
Okay.
Because when you hover over it, it looks like it has an extra plus sign at the end.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means.
Here, Duma,
but-
do you mind if I try it myself, Duma?
Go for it.
All right. So I'm kind of curious myself now. Let's see here. Okay. So you're weird. I've never actually rolled, and obviously. So, okay. So plus or minus forward. All right. Yeah. 4 plus 2 plus 1. Okay. So that looks better. Yeah. So like there was a 0 in the plus forward thing. So I think that must have worked out better. So there you go.
By default, you
By default,
click it and you just
yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
you don't touch it.
All right. So what's your question you want to ask, Duma? You have a hold 1.
Okay, well, I'll just ask what happened here.
I'll say you kind of you see, excuse me. For just a second, you see a shadow of a scene. You see, like, again, it's like almost as if like there's just a darkening of the world around you in the shape of 2 people, and they're separate, and then they move together. It looks like they're linking hands, and then what has to be a kiss, and then suddenly there's another figure that envelops them, and when that shadow goes away, the 2 shadows are now separate on the ground.
Shit.
Is Darcy doing anything up front?
I would like to talk to the Reverend. What's the
Oh, Jesus.
situation with him out here?
He is not going to be talking to anybody in the near future. He is kind of there are a whole bunch of people like talking with him and against him type of thing from his flock. There's a lot of argument going on, a lot of Bible quoting, that kind of thing, and he is far too busy to worry about an outsider at this point. So you can try to butt in.
Right.
That's not to say you can't. Tell me what you do.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go to the person that's closest to me and say hi.
So it's a teenage boy, maybe 16, 17 years old, and he's just kind of sitting out at the side, kind of like wide-eyed looking at this thing. It's like you can tell there's that cult of personality around the Reverend, and the idea that anyone would argue with him is like, it seems like it's an impossible thing.
Darcy's gonna lean over and she's gonna say, "What if the Reverend is a demon?"
What? He kind of looks over to you. Who are you?
My name is Jane.
Oh my god. The criminals are always the worst, coming up with aliases on the spot.
Why?
Fucking criminals.
Why would I give my real name?
Well, yeah, it's a bad alias, is all I'm saying. Jane, we saw that coming.
Jane.
Jane. It was literally next on the list of aliases. So anyway, yeah, well, Jane, I don't think the Reverend's capable of that kind of evil.
No, I mean, he's trying to put these good, hardworking folks out of business. Don't you think that that's evil in a way?
Well, they are homosexuals, so
And could you explain to me why that's a bad thing? Just real quick.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah. He's like, read your Bible. And he kind of turns away and he goes around. And by the way, I just want to put it out there. If this is hitting too close to home for anybody, any X cards going up, let me know. I don't want to lead you to that territory. This is all flavor at this point. So if anyone is uncomfortable, please tell me. I do not want to be that one. But this is plot background at this point. So.
Oh no, Scott! I would love the opportunity to punch a homophobe in the face. I feel as if you've given that to me, and
Oh yes, I have a feeling it's like, yes, I get to punch a homophobe priest in the dick. That's going to happen.
yes,
that's a custom move, I'm sure.
Whole point.
Yes.
Punching in the dick with a chainsaw.
Because after Charles found that Bible, he's going to come running out to the front.
Dumas just, I guess you'll follow him out and be like, hey, Charles, wait up. What did you find?
Charles, he slows down and he's going to, Dumas, I found this Bible. That group out front that's persecuting this poor club, they are somehow connected. And he hands Dumas the Bible.
Yeah, she'll look through it.
He's
right
like,
quick.
I wrote that, copied that. Excellent. Let's cut to Hawk just briefly. I want to see what Hawk's doing inside. Hawk? What's your thing? What you up to?
Well, they've already covered a number of things. So I guess I'll use one of hold on. The general question. So this happened about 3 nights ago. 2 people in back murdered. I don't know. Were there any clues? Do you have any idea of where vampire impersonator went?
Impersonator.
Vampire impersonator. The first we heard of it was when Princess went outside to kind of stack the garbage and found them by the dumpster. That we don't have any cameras here. You can imagine it's not a fantastic thing. But yeah, that's the first we knew about it was when Princess came in crying.
Found the body, the no sign of that.
Oop, what's that, Hawk? You're cutting out a little bit.
So you just found the bodies out there. No sign of no sign of what did this.
Sorry, I didn't have the thing on. No, not outside of the puncture marks on the necks. I mean, it's just like out of a horror movie, which apparently we're living in.
It may not be what you think. A lot of people do pretty twisted things because they're trying to hide their track. That's what we're here to figure out.
All right, well, if there's a vampire and you don't kill it, I will. And she kind of puts out a leg, pulls up her skirt, and there's like a literal one of the larger handguns you've ever seen strapped to her thigh with a garter, several garters actually. Hold up that weight, you have to pretty much.
And they're in a big approving smile.
Are you gonna spend any more of your hold at all?
I'm not really sure what else I can ask because I mean,
Sure. No, you're right, and that again, that's actually a really good point that I do want to point out. Again, the learning part of the actual play. So when it comes to Monster of the Week and investigate a mystery, there has to be a reason you're able to ask the question. So at this point, what Hawk is very well pointing out is that she doesn't have a whole lot of anything to work with that would make any of the questions really work here. If again, so it kind of depends on the situation. So even though she has hold as the keeper, I don't necessarily need to allow her to spend it because there's no way that she would know a thing unless she can show me how to justify it, et cetera, et cetera. So that's a learning moment, I think. So that's for the crew. Hawk is getting it. So yeah. Jody is pretty much. I wish there was more I could tell you, and it's about that point that kind of like from the front you see there's a whole bunch of flashing lights and glitter globes in here, but suddenly you see the red and blue flashers outside that are coming in like one of the front windows, and if Hawk peers forward, it's definitely marked Sheriff. And
that but
yeah,
I mean not.
Yeah, it's like what Joey's like. What was your name again?
God damn it, I can't remember the cover identity.
I'm not sure you need a cover identity for Jody. I'm just saying. I mean, she knows.
The seasoned criminal is advising somebody not to use a cover identity.
I keep up with
Out of
Jane,
character.
okay?
Out of character.
That's the real just call me Hawk.
Hawk, I like that. I knew a guy named Hawk. Got his face blown off with a grenade, but you'll do, Hawk, too. And then she kind of turns to look at the flashing lights, and she's like, well, it's the sheriff, so thankfully he's here to keep at least a little peace. And we'll cut to outside.
Yeah. Darcy saw the lights, and she booked it towards the back. Like ran right past Charles and Dumas. Just it's like she has a moment where she almost like straight up just like keeps running, and then she's like, wait a minute, I have people here and my vehicle's over there. So she ends up going to the back and kind of sitting next to the dumpster, and she's got her shotgun in front of her just in case. This is a instinctual reaction.
Is Hawk coming out as she's going in?
Yeah, I was basically thinking I would basically go up towards the front and basically try and intercept the sheriff.
Okay.
Charles is going to approach the sheriff.
Yeah,
calmly. He's not going to be running.
I'll say the three of you. I'll say the three of you approach at exactly the same time.
First thing Charles says is, "Hello, officer. My name is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt."
No.
And this group of miscreants that are harassing this poor club are responsible for the deaths that were in that alleyway. We found one of their little Bibles.
Nice.
Show him, Dumas.
He's like, no, son, you hold on there. We don't want to be stirring the pot more than has been stirred. He's like, kind of leans into you and whispers. It's like, man, can't you see the powder keg that's happening here? Maybe shut your gap for just a second, huh?
Yeah, Dumas just sighs.
Yeah, kind of looks. He looks at the three of you, and what's Hawk wearing? Power suit or no power suit? We haven't That's like the only two looks we have.
And you know what? Yeah, we'll have been in the power suit this whole time. The looks more respectable that way, especially when yelling at.
While she was on the motorcycle.
Hey, that's a very durable power suit right there. Don't knock it.
I guess if we got into town on the motorbike, then I'd be in like biker leather.
The pantsuit.
Yeah.
Acceptable. Totally. Same air of authority, I think. So yes. So yeah, the sheriff quickly sizes the three of you up. He's like, he kind of he's about to say something to the Reverend because it's like this almost seems like this dude is going through a habit. Like, okay, get to Sister Sarah's, calm down the Reverend, go in and talk to the drag queens, you know. And suddenly his habit is interrupted, no pun intended, Sister Sarah, by the fact that the Reverend is arguing with his own little troops. And he's like, okay, can you all just come inside with me? Just come inside. He kind of walks past you, walks in there, and Jody is waiting for him near the door. Jake, the guy in the fatigues, he's kind of just sitting at the bar. He's actually having a drink himself. And Jody's like, Sheriff, thanks for coming, but we're not closing down tonight. He's like, you can see that his mind is wrestling with the pronoun to use here, and he goes, he chooses ma'am. Ma'am, you know that this is going to potentially be dangerous. I mean, these are southern. This is a southern preacher with his flock. You know, I don't. I would rather we separate everybody, and so that nobody gets hurt. I can only. Have you been to the town? I have 2 deputies. One is sick, and the other is terrified and hasn't been able to pass his firearm clearance in 3 years. You see what I'm working with?
Well,
do you see what I'm trying to do here?
Well, it seems that the good Reverend is having a bit of difficulty with his flock right now. I do not know what might have caused that, but they are certainly having some sharp words among themselves.
Well, be that as it may, Jody, I know you speak for the ladies. Will you just keep it keep it close tonight? Keep it close tonight. And I'm going to try to work something out with the Reverend. I'm going to see if I can set some stuff up. See if my one deputy is just going to, be not sick, so I can maybe station him here. There have been 2 murders in town, and that's too damn too many, and I don't want to see any more blood.
Oh, I don't think any of us want that, sir.
I know. I see stuff happening. So Jody, I'm begging you here. I don't beg often, and I've been good to you and your group. I try to be good to everybody. I try to give the Reverend his due also, when it's due. So, can you work with me? Just one night, and hell or high water, no pun intended. Tomorrow, I'll make sure you're open, one way or another. If I have to sit here in my car all night, drink coffee until the cock crows, and he's like, "Excuse me, ladies," and that's what I'll do.
I have an idea, Scott.
Yeah.
During this conversation, I think maybe Darcy wanted to go in the back and then saw there was a cop and was like, "That's not an option." While the sheriff is trying to convince Jody to close for the night, Darcy, I forgot my character's name for a second. My bad. Darcy goes out to her RV and she starts it. And she's gonna move as close to the group as she can and then just honk her horn really loudly.
Oh my god. Yeah, the sheriff actually starts. Like, what in the hell is going on out there? And is Dumas actually like hands over face? Picard face palming. What is going on out there?
Darcy.
Charles goes outside again to go to the RV. But there's one last thing he must do. He's gonna pick up a rock and throw it at the Reverend.
Oh my god.
Damn. Oh my god, in front of the sheriff. All right, if you to do a move, you gotta do it. So yeah, you just threw a rock. So go ahead and kick some ass.
It had to be done. It had to be done. Because like as Charles was like running outside, he looks. He's just, I'm gonna throw a rock at him.
Oh my god.
First down.
Darcy's getting out of the RV.
5. Nope.
Well, that didn't work.
Yeah. Strangely, I don't think you'll be having Hawk's assistance on this one. Unless I'm wrong.
Nope.
Well, Charles is doing this outside. I thought Hawk and Sheriff were still inside.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what Hawk would
you
not be
guys are
able
still
to
inside.
assist even if she wanted to at this point. But yeah, so you see the thing sail, and apparently Charles has had better days of aim. Perhaps it's the twerking that threw him off balance. Like something's not a kilter. Once you get the twerk going, it's hard to kind of readjust to, Anyway, so as he throws it doesn't leave his hand as it should, and cracks the windshield right in front of Darcy as it bounces off. Darcy literally locks eyes with Charles afterwards.
Fuel to the fire. It's fine. Yeah, Darcy's gonna get out of the RV, and she was already feeling like upset with these people, but now
it was him.
She's pissed off because she just saw Charles throw a rock at her windshield. Probably doesn't even understand that he was aiming for something else. Just was like, okay, bitch. And Darcy's gonna get out of the car, and she put her shotgun back on her. No, she's still holding it. And she steps in front of the RV. I'm sort of imagining like the headlights behind her, kind of
silhouetting her in the darkness.
Yeah, and she says, "Oh, I'm trying to think of what the best thing to say here is." She's kind of addressing the crowd. Oh, that startled me.
I don't know what you people are doing.
We're going crazy.
She's holding the shotgun, and she says, "Don't any of you guys have anything better to do with your time than harass good, honest, hardworking citizens of this wonderful state of Arkansas?"
Does she actually raise the shotgun up as she says it, like your motion there?
Yes, she does.
All right.
Like, don't you people have jobs to get to tomorrow? Don't you guys have, like, families, kids to help with homework?
All right.
Isn't there something better to be doing with your time?
Roll plus charm. Let's manipulate someone.
Is that... Okay. We're doing manipulate someone, which I'm so good at.
Well, you finally triggered it by giving them a reason.
Well,
you're more experienced now.
Yeah, mark your experience.
Look at that.
So yeah.
Cool. Well, that didn't work.
Yeah,
So much for being cool.
I'm gonna say, yeah. So the reference group doesn't even notice you after that. They're still infighting, and right then Darcy, as she's like, "And don't you have jobs? Don't you have anything better to do?" And she feels a hand on the barrel of the shotgun, and she's forcibly turned around to face the sheriff, who has come out as she was causing her ruckus.
Hello.
He's like, "Little lady, why don't you give me that their shotgun?"
I don't think I will.
He kind of looks around. He's like, as if like this was not in the job description. He's like, "Ma'am, I'm afraid I'm going to have to order you to get your hand off that firearm."
I'm gonna have to order you to get your hand off of me, and then she's gonna kick him
Oh my
right
god!
in.
Why?
Why? Why? The group is going to hell.
Why?
Quite
I think there's like a chair outside of the front of the club, and Dumal's just sitting in it and watching them and just being like, "Yep."
Yep. Here we go. This is it. Hawk? What did Hawk say?
I'm Sheriff.
literally stunned seeing Darcy try and pull this kick off.
Like, there's no way that. Yeah.
No, this cannot end
I just-
well. And
Okay, I'm not going for hurting him necessarily. I'm going for getting away from him as quickly as possible.
Okay, so you're okay. So why don't you roll act under pressure? Let's see what happens.
Okay.
All right,
An 8.
an 8.
What happens?
You can get away from him, but you're going to leave behind that shotgun in his arms, in his hand.
It's fine.
All right. Yeah, you see Darcy kind of pirouette away from him. The guy now has a shotgun in his hand, and he's just shaking his head again, like this is not, as a child growing up, could he ever have thought that this would be how he would spend his nights, taking guns away from, small women. But here we are.
Darcy's already running. She's out. She pulled her phone out of her pocket and everything. She's
All right.
gone.
So Jody, from the inside, Jody is now looking outward. She's like, "Sheriff, I think I'll take you up on your offer. We're closed for the night." And just if my friends could just come back inside, and I assure you they will cause you no more troubles this evening. And Sheriff kind of looks between, Darcy and John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt and the nameless biker chick and the power suit, and he's like, "God, will you just get in the damn building and out of my hair? Go before I arrest a lot of you."
Charles takes this one last time to look at the Reverend one last time and just, as he slowly goes inside.
I'll just put that back and lock it in the gun safe, keep it away from her. She's had a bit too much tonight. Obviously, we didn't mean to give you any sort of trouble, sir. And yeah, we'll go right back in and keep quiet.
Yeah, she just brandished a firearm at a crowd, and I don't feel comfortable with that at all. So I'll be maintaining custody of this firearm. I'll give it back to you later before you leave town. You know where the sheriff's office is, or somebody can tell you.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, shotgun.
With that, he goes back to the car and he gets on the loudspeaker. He's like, "Reverend, you and your flock will be dispersing for this evening. There'll be no hostilities of any kind on either side. Now go your separate ways. And God bless." And like the crowd seems now only too happy to finally disperse. There's too much bad blood going on now with all the arguing going on with their reverend, etc. So they kind of start dispersing. There, you can kind of see like now as you take a look, like down the dirt road, there's like a line of jacked up pickup trucks and stuff like that, kind of down the road. So he sends them off there, and with that, he kind of gives Jody a little salute, gets in the car with the shotgun, and lights turn off, and he takes off. And now you all find yourself again. This is literally like the middle of nowhere, Arkansas. The only lights on are the moon, which is almost a new moon right now, the stars, and the lights in the parking lot, which Jody has just turned off. Now the only lights that are around you illuminating the evening are the sign and the sign overhead with the blinkies. For whatever reason, he's just not going to be turning that off. And Jody beckons you inside. She's like, we have Chinese if you want some.
We'll head back in. I don't know where Darcy's gone off to.
Yeah.
Do we ever know where Darcy is, really?
Yeah, where did Darcy go somewhere? I didn't catch that last part. Oh, she's
Duma
run away.
walks up beside Hawk.
She ran.
Duma walks up beside Hawk and says, I don't know why they always think that adversary is after him. We haven't seen him since the end of the war. I don't know where he is.
Like literally talking to a witness. Damn, he said. Damn, she said.
So Charles has gone inside, Dumas gone inside, Hawk's gone inside. Darcy finally going inside?
Did she ever stop running?
I mean, I imagine. Okay. She. I mean, is there like forest or anything around this area, or is it just
it's a lot of farmland?
Geography.
Yeah, it's a lot of farmland type of things. Okay. It's grass fields, farmland. Are you like where have you run to? Let's get a idea of where you're at. How far did you run?
I'm trying to not too far, so where I can come back if and when the sheriff leaves.
Okay. So
but
you're far enough by there's like a side road, and it's it's a side road, that there's no like overhead lights on. Again, this is countryside. They don't have reasons to put up lights all over the place like the city slickers are used to. But as you're kind of hiding off to the side of the road, and you're passed up by a woman walking, and she's like, she's just kind of coming in, dressed really nice. You kind of see her. She has her high heels in her fingers, and is walking barefoot. Just kind of walks straight past you because you're a thief, Darcy. You're well hidden. And she just continues onward towards Sister Sarah's. All right. So,
okay.
What y'all doing? Do you want to finish the scene real quick with Darcy, or Darcy, you going to do anything, or should I move on to the others?
I wanted to do something, but I didn't know if you wanted to cut to everyone else first.
Okay. What is that?
I would like to use Friends in the Force. I would like to call Raven because this sheriff is for sure gonna like try to figure out who we are, right? Absolutely. that would make sense to me and in Darcy's mind. So I want what? Oh, that was you sharing.
I'm just sharing Friends in the Force.
I want to ask Raven if there's anything that they can do to make sure that the sheriff doesn't find out who we are, and more importantly, that I'm, a wanted criminal for many, many counts of grand theft auto and burglary.
All right. Go ahead and act under pressure then.
Oh boy.
No pressure. it's act under pressure, so it's funny. But not really. It's fine. Ooh.
Okay.
All right. All right.
It's a mix.
So yeah, mixed. So yeah. So Raven kind of, you've woken her up. Wherever she is, she was sleeping. And she kind of hears what your predicament, and like, all right, so I can maybe take you off the sheets for a bit, but your friends are gonna have to weather the storm. And not put my neck out for them at all. You understand?
Yeah.
So, and it's a temporary thing. This can only be
Darcy's
held for so long. So wrap up your business and get the hell out of town like you're so good at.
Darcy's kind of like trying to do the math in her head a little bit. Like, okay, what does Hawk have? Like, what does Charles have? What kind of charges are we talking here? Like, is it? I mean, Hawk obviously has things like probably loitering or disturbing the peace or whatever. But are those things that would warrant a sheriff to arrest them? But Darcy finally says, "Yeah, that's good. That works for me."
All right. And you know what? When you call for your favors or you want to chat, just so you know, this is my night to kind of get to bed early. So just putting it out there. But I'll talk to you. We can talk shop, etc. another night. All right. I gotta get my beauty sleep. So this is where I hang up the phone on you, and you wonder whether or not I've actually hung up. But trust me, I've hung up.
Oh,
Already
okay.
gone. All right. We'll zip back to the.
Darcy is sad about that.
Sad about that.
Her friend being like, "Actually, you shouldn't have called me."
So yes, so we zip back to the place, and you're all kind of humbled around like the bar, like if I imagine like the center of the club is a bar that's like a horseshoe shaped, with real narrow horseshoes. So like the bartenders are serving one person between if the place were open, and that's where you're all kind of eating your Chinese. There's like a knock at the door out front, like knock knock. You can barely hear it. And Jody kind of looks around and kind of you see her whip off her, where her garter is, just because. And one that you think is like Princess. Again, it's hard to keep track, but she kind of ambles off. Her shtick is like the little dainty steps, and she like does it all the time. These people are in character all the time right now. They're like wrestlers but drag queens, which is better, by the way. So yeah, she kind of hits the door. She kind of opens it, and you hear, "Hey, I'm back. Can you just let me in?" And
Charles takes off to the door.
Yeah, by the time you guys turn, you see a woman standing there, and Jody's like, "It's Mimi." And with that, we will take our halfway through the night break. So, see you guys in 10. See y'all in 10. And when we return, we'll answer the door. Or not. So,
Yeah.
No.
See you in 10.
Okay. If
Right. And we are back. Ooh, and we have as I said, we have a stream kitty. Hey, hi, stream kitty.
Mm.
No, Celine.
What is stream kitty's name?
Celine.
Celine, nice. Goddess of the moon. Excellent. All right, so okay, I'm all distracted by Stream Kitty. Okay, Sleepless Cutie. So so there we were. At the door. Door opens. Standing in is someone who Jody is called Mimi, which was the name of the victim or one of the victims. And this cute looking young lady is standing at the door with Princess right in front of her. So I think Charles was the first to act immediately. So Charles, why don't you give me an act under pressure to see if you give the sage advice that you would like to before Princess does what Princess does.
Roll plus cool. Yeah.
Eight. Okay,
Ooh.
so so 8, so partial. So the you get to as Princess is by the door, you see the woman out there, and as you kind of get up and jump, don't say anything, don't let her in. You see as Princess looks back at you also, and it's as Princess does that she kind of reaches out, and suddenly she's yanked out of the building, and both figures are gone from the doorway. But no invitation was given. For the record,
Hawk will attempt to chase.
Charles turns to the group and tells everyone, "Stay the fuck away from the door."
What did Hawk say? I didn't catch it. Sorry.
Hawk is immediately going to try and chase the two of them. And
You love that move. That is literally Hawk's move. Yeah, go Hawk. I encourage it highly. So let's just take a look at that real quick. I just want to take a look at that for this thing here. Hawk. So which one is that? Not that one. Oh, here. Oh, thank you, Jason. Yeah. So let's see here. So this is definitely more. You're basically charging an immediate danger. So I'm going to say your what could go wrong hits. So you see just Hawk bolt out the door, even as Charles gets out the don't invite her in. Jody immediately has she's hopped the bar and has that gun out, and is now that like within a split second the end of that barrel is now trained on the doorway.
Yeah, and I do think Dumas is probably going to run after Hawk because she just doesn't know what's going on.
Charles is going to look for a bar stool and try to break off the leg off of it so he can go out there with a wooden stake.
Yeah, Jody turns to is Darcy still there? Oh no, Darcy's outside. I'm sorry. So Jody will turn to Charles and be like, "Mimi's dead. The vampire killed her. I literally saw her body. I know what a dead body looks like, and she was a fucking dead person. Now she's all up and walking.
Yep, and Charles finished breaking the leg off the stool. No shit. She's one of them now. We have to go out and finish her off.
No shit.
You stay in here, Sherlock. I will go out there and take care of it.
You spend time calming down the people and getting yourself one stake in that, and Hawk is already out in the parking lot trying to
Yeah, so Hawk is out there in the parking lot. Dumas is not far behind, I'll say. Far enough where, again, it's Hawk definitely got a head start. So I would say that, by the time Dumas crests out the door, Hawk is a good, 30 feet away. And Darcy, you're from your vantage point, you see all this. You see the lady who is walking past you. You see, there's a conversation as the front door of the place opens, and then this you see this woman get yanked out, and suddenly there's like a flash of movement, and there's nobody there. And suddenly Hawk comes out. Then Dumas, not too far behind. And yeah, that's what you see. So let's see. What is Hawk doing? What's Hawk's goal here now that she's outside, she's in the parking lot? Is she brandishing a weapon, legally or illegally, as the case may be?
Yeah, I've always got the handgun on. So yeah, my goal is to chase him down, rescue Princess.
Yeah. Hawk is all like, I've always relied on the reliability of handguns. There. So yeah, so by the time you get out, there's like nothing. There's the lights of the parking lot have been turned off. The only light that's kind of illuminating the world around you are the flashing lights of Sister Sarah above you and behind you. And you kind of scan around, and there, as far as you can see, there's nothing. You're kind of looking for movement. Nothing. Duma, are you like rushing straight up to Hawk? Or
Yeah, she'll go up to Hawk, and she'll say, "I saw them. She was with the boy from the priest's congregation. Somebody else killed him, so there's definitely another one around."
the oh, sorry, what was it? Go ahead, Hawk. Let's play the scene.
Too many damn vampires.
It's the quotables day. The quotables episode, everyone. Enjoy. If you can name all the quotables from all the sources that we are going to punnily pop off today, you'll win something. I don't know what that is. Probably a hearty virtual handshake from me. High five, even. That's Lost Boys, by the way. I'll give you that one as a freebie. So yeah, right now is Juma carrying a gun? No. That's a dumb question, Scott. Yes. Darcy, are you doing anything at this point now that you see the scene that's before you?
Could I read a bad situation? Perhaps?
Oh, yeah. Please do. Let's do that. Good call.
That feels like the best option here.
Excellent.
Yeah, I keep forgetting.
That's actually what Charles wanted to do next.
All right.
A 9.
A 9. So hold on. What's your question?
Ooh. This is hard. I only get to pick one. I was hoping to get to pick 3. I'm gonna go with what is the best way to protect the victims? Of which I assume we all are, potentially.
Right. The best route is definitely to get inside. Right now, you might as well be on... This is vampire territory you're in. So you want to be on defendable ground with light, etc. So all that Emily can think of is get in freaking Sister Sally.
Sarah.
Sister Sarah, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna do that. She's gonna. I mean,
suddenly out of the darkness. Suddenly out of the darkness. Should I make Hawk roll to not shoot Darcy?
Oh God!
As she bursts out of the darkness. Yeah. No, I think Hawk is going to see the figure of Darcy suddenly burst out of the bush and run at her. Run at both Hawk and Dumas. Like at the speed of light as Darcy tends to do. What are you both doing?
You're lucky you dress flamboyantly enough for me to tell that it's you.
That has to be a move. When you dress flamboyantly enough, Hawk won't shoot you on accident. Triggered.
Okay, that
Move
implies
triggered.
that Darcy's wearing something that actually is flamboyant for this whole thing, and I can't for the life of me figure out what that would be.
Not a band T-shirt, probably.
There's a T-shirt that says "Don't shoot."
There's
Oh
a
shoot! Oh, maybe she got it just to like make fun of Charles.
oh damn, that's cold.
Oh,
Wow,
I like hold on.
wow, we went
I
cold
like-
on that one. Jeez.
I like the idea of like maybe she made Charles a matching one. So
Rule
it's just
number
like-
one.
rule number one: don't shoot, and it's in like
What?
bright like highlighter yellow.
Why do I feel like Darcy's shirt would say "Don't shoot" and Charles's shirt would say "I got shot"?
Like matching ones with the other person's face on it too. Can you imagine that?
Oh my
I would
God.
pay cash money for actually.
Yeah, that's
Now,
what the shirts are.
I thought Darcy
Other
and
than-
Hawk would have matching shirts, not Charles and Darcy.
Yeah, no, purple shirt with the arrows. Yours says "I shot him," and his says "Shot me."
All right. What are you all doing? So Darcy has now reached you without getting shot. She looks, I can correct me if I'm wrong, she looks like she's not intending to really slow down as she is about to pass you. What are y'all doing? So far on the inside, by the way, Charles, it's all is silent. Literally dead silent.
So I don't need to read a bad situation.
Not at the moment. Let's just take a look at read the bastard. Let's see. So I mean, yeah, we could definitely roll that.
Oh, okay.
So let's go ahead. I mean, this is a bad situation. There are questions here that could be useful to you. So let's. And I think you're definitely triggering it. So go ahead and make your roll. Roll plus sharp, please.
Oh,
All right.
Another
All right. So Charles's instinct is basically like, okay, so if I was the vampire, the first thing I would have done was made the person give me permission, and then I'd come running right in.
oh no!
All right, what's everyone else doing?
He's standing at the door.
Okay, Darcy's Darcy registering that it's Hawk and Dumas there, she kind of says, "Get inside," and then runs through the door.
All right, go ahead and act under pressure, Darcy.
Okay, this is just I'm not even gonna be upset if I don't get this because I feel as if it's just gonna be it's just gonna be justice at this point.
Oh
my Holy crap! Okay.
So describe how you acrobatically get not hit in the head.
So door opens. There's that second where Charles is wait, hold on, Charles. How are you doing it? Is it overhand? Is it from the side?
Actually, you know what? I think it's more like a spear action. So the minute the
Oh,
door
God.
opens, he's doing like a spear.
Okay. So door opens. Charles does the spear. Darcy immediately sort of like falls to the ground and like slides out from like past him, like between his legs kind of is how I'm imagining. Like she does a really cool like
baseball slide.
yeah, like a baseball slide. Yes, exactly. Right between Charles's legs.
Okay. So in the meantime, Hawk and Dumas would see some kind of flutter of motion. What are the two of you doing? Are you staying out? Are you following? What's your plan here?
Dumas will go back inside the building since there doesn't seem to be immediately anything outside.
There's nothing that I can find or I can see that basically to chase.
That's a really good question. So yeah, Dumas goes inside, and
Do you still have your like hold from investigate a mystery? You could ask like
No, I thought Hawk used it.
you still should still have
Oh, I
one
had-
left, and you could ask like where did it go?
Because I thought there was two.
yeah, there were.
Hawk asked what happened to the victims,
Mhm.
and then
I
Hawk
and then I
asked.
didn't
Hawk was holding
anything
one.
else to say. So
Yeah, so Hawk, you could technically still use it if you wanted to.
okay. Well, and Hawk being Hawk, obviously asks question. Where did it go? Where did they go?
All right. So so Dumas goes in. Hawk is following really close behind, and you realize it's over the door. And that's so it's over the door, and you look up, and you see this sweet smiling face. Won't you just let me in? I am so cold out here. I am so cold. Just let me in. I promise I won't hurt you.
That's Mimi.
Yeah, that's Mimi, the one you saw briefly at the door.
And no sign of the other one or Princess.
Princess was the only other one.
Oh, okay. No sign of Princess, huh?
No sign of Princess. What do you do, Hawk?
Give me back the girl. Give me back the girl, and then we can talk.
So you see this cute thing. Her face turns from this bubbly, charismatic thing to animalistic angry. So go ahead and act under pressure, not to be jumped on.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing I have hold. It's worth if I spend it, I can get a +2, which is good because I have 0 cool.
Zero Cool. That's another movie.
So I believe that translates to sucks to be me.
What's that?
I got a 3.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Sucks to
Okay.
be-
Could Charles see this happening from the door?
Could Charles see it happening from the door? I'll say that she not at this point.
Damn it.
She will. I think she once it happens. So you're basically Hawk. What happens is basically again your refusal ends up with you're basically rolling on the ground with her, and you feel her actually bite into your throat. So you're going to take 2 harm.
Okay.
And it's at this point when they're rolling on the ground, that's when both of them come into view in front of the doorway. What do y'all do?
Well, Dumas like looks behind her, and she
Oh,
just
yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Duma.
she's just completely exasperated at this point, and comes back out, and she just watches for a minute as they roll back and forth, and then she's just gonna like try to kick them. Well, I guess punch them. Well, kick them. Kick them right in the head as they roll past.
Kick 'em. That's great, says Hawk. So, all right. So roll the kick some ass.
I think a kick would only be 1 harm. Pretty sure.
Well, smite,
If
I
that.
would do at least 2.
But
Oh,
you're-
right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but you're
Gotcha.
kicking, so you're not using your smite. So go ahead and.
No, smite is for all of my melee attacks. My gloves are just the one that gives me an extra +1 to damage.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Yeah, Smite says your unarmed attacks do 2 harm.
Oh, true.
And some other stuff.
But they don't actually do. They aren't the weakness of the creature, though. Only the special weapon
Your
is.
body,
No,
your
the
body
no,
is
the it is the
weapon.
weakness of the creature. The gloves just give +1 to damage. That's the only thing they do.
All right, let me take a quick look at it. Just me here. Your body and divine weapons always count as weakness against monsters. On our attacks are 2 harm, intimate, messy. All right, that sounds good. All right, go ahead and kick some ass.
Now the hard part is making it land.
Yep.
Seven. All right. Let's see. So the only reason I made your roll is because who knows who you're going to hit. You did get a 7, so I'll say you're gonna kick Mimi Couture in the head. Yeah, she rolls off. Otherwise, as just for the record, if this would have been like an automatic, just do harm because it's a target that can't defend itself. So anyway, yeah. So you hit. And it rolls off, and it's weird because it's like there's this grace even as a monster gets kicked in the head and rolls off. Hawk is now, by the way, visually bleeding from her neck. The creature kind of like is like suddenly on all fours, on heels. Let me tell you about the skill of drag queens. This is how a drag queen vampire would land. So, yeah, so it's like it's a 4-point landing, and it's ready to pounce again. What do y'all do?
Do I not take any harm?
It's harm as what's the term? Harm as the fiction gives, and there's no way for her to have harmed you. So what's the term? Let me actually get, because it's let's see, whatever fighting for flight. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers. So basically, she was in no position to harm you, just as if you were shooting at her from 100 feet away. So but the kick-ass move still applies. So harm is established as that she did not have an opportunity or way to harm you, so you will take no damage in this case.
Charles
She'll
and I
say-
can see this now, right?
Yes.
You can
Charles
say,
is
like,
coming out.
get
He's
off
coming out
her.
with his makeshift spear. He's coming out with his makeshift spear. He's going to try to stab her.
Right, and what's Hawk up to, or is Duma calling out?
Oh, Dumas just like kicked her off a Hawk and said, "Get off her!" Yeah, and just brings up her fist.
So Hockey is in the process of getting up, gun in hand, but mostly just trying to get up.
All right, I'll allow now that Hawk had basically had the help of her comrade there to get the vampire off her. If Hawk wants to take an action, I will allow it, but you should have to do it right now.
No, well, sure. I guess I'll at least roll over, half over, and just start unloading with the gun.
All right, kick some ass, roll plus stuff, and then Charles will get his opportunity potentially, depending on how this goes. 8.
Oh, that's an
All right. Again, so what harm does your pistol do?
just 2.
Just 2. 2 is a lot. 2 is a lot of harm. All right. So excellent. Yeah. So the shot lands, and you see it catch in her her shoulder, which like kicks it back suddenly. Her arm actually flails up, uncontrollably for a second before it comes down. And then it sees Charles running at her with a piece of wood. Charles, if you aren't going to actually kick ass, you're going to have to basically act under pressure to not be attacked by the vampire now. What do you do?
Oh, he's actually going to try to stab her.
All right, kick some ass. We're doing a lot of ass kicking here, or at least we're trying.
Yeah.
We're giving it the old cards go. Hey, that's not bad.
All right.
That's a big
Charles.
success.
Yeah. So let's see. So okay, so you got 8, and all right. So you inflict harm on each other. So you're gonna stab her with the wood.
Mm-hmm. It goes right for her chest. So basically, I imagine that he's gonna stab her. She's gonna wrap up on him.
Okay. Yeah. So and basically, as it's kind of one of those scenes where Charles thrusts forward with the weapon. It penetrates, and at the same time, she brings both hands with large claws around his shoulders and rakes them. In another more intimate time, this would be actually a pretty sexy scene, but this is combat, goddammit. This is combat. And there's a lot of blood. So, all right, so tell me how a vampire dies, guys. Let's talk about that. This is the first time in the fiction we've seen it. So how does a vampire die? Was it, Lost Boys style where it's different for everyone? Is it Buffy where they just dissolve into ash and that's it?
Let's go. Let's go from dusk till dawn, where they melt and turn into fire.
Who's on board with that? Who wants something different? Let's take a second. These are vampires and Monster of the Week. This bears just a couple minutes to talk.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
What's-
down with whatever.
Okay. Dumas, what's your call on vampire deaths?
Well, I'd find with her just dying and just not anything obvious happening.
I'm,
That's kind of like. Hawk with the vampire overacting. All right. So which way are we going with? Give me a definitive answer.
If we want, we can just keep it simple. She just turned like the ash.
Yeah.
Ash. We have 2 for Ash. 2 on the Ash. Who's on the other stuff?
ash, but it also turns the steak to ash.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, Dumas, are you on board with this steak and vampire to ash thing?
Sure.
So last
Yeah, a little bit of that
watching
supernatural
Vamp-
energy back, pedals onto the steak itself.
I was watching Vampire vs. the Bronx on Netflix last week, and when you stick a vampire in that one, they kind of like fall back. The steak catches fire, and then they turn to ash.
Wow.
Oh,
That's a fire hazard. Don't want to kill too many of those guys. Or they're great for birthdays. Oh well. I've been saving that one up, sorry.
You could also in that movie cause a vampire's head to burst into flame by stuffing communion wafer in his mouth.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Don't make me censor this. Don't make me bleep you out.
They mentioned doing that very early.
Yeah, that's Dark Oculari. It was Hawk doing the Pee Wee Herman's death in Buffy the Vampire movie. Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. Yeah. Funny. All right, so that happens. Yeah, it's like and I think one thing, it's one thing to see it, it's one thing to imagine what that's like, but there's also the accompanying smell. If you've ever been too close to someone with has that curling iron on a little too long, you smell the burning of hair and or flesh. That's a horrible, distinct smell, and that's what you smell like poof of a smell as that happens.
Yeah, I was gonna smell like burning hair. That's a pretty.
That's right. All right, what y'all do? Hawk, you're this is not a wound that's what, oh, man, my English escapes me always at this time of the night. It is not unstable. You only took 2 harm, so you're not like bleeding out or anything. But you are, for flavor effect, it is quite obviously a lot of blood up there. If this thing hadn't been stopped, Hawk would have maybe joined them. What do y'all do?
I will get up and seem completely oblivious to the fact I'm bleeding from the neck.
That's what's called shock. Well played, madam.
And I'm just looking around trying to figure out where the hell Princess is now.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Dumas walk over to Hawk and just grab him by the upper arm and like hold him still for a minute. You're bleeding. Stop.
you're bleeding.
Stop
Stop
bleeding.
bleeding.
Look, I have plenty of blood in here. I'm fine.
We
Charles
need to
looks
go
in
back.
that.
We need to go back inside and take care of this now.
Charles looks where his amazing wooden spear was. Well, I will not be using my chainsaw. And he runs back inside the bar.
Okay, fine then. If the blood bothers you that much, I'll just kind of like roughly try and wipe some of the blood away from the wound with my hand. Dig in my pocket. I'll pull out a large plastic Kim Possible Band-Aid and go and put it on my neck.
Oh God. Yeah, there's literally so much blood that the adhesive can't find skin to stick to. So it like just flops in your hand like it's worthless.
Gross.
But I will call it. I will say that first aid has been done. So heal 1 harm, please.
All right.
What are y'all still outside? Are you going inside?
Charles
am
is
determined-
going to run to the bar, run inside, and go to the bar.
Well, hey, that stool has 3 more legs.
The stool has 3 more legs.
Mm-hmm. He has 2 things he must do.
Hawk is not intending to return inside until either she finds Princess or somebody forcefully drags her.
All right. Well, what are Demond and Darcy doing then?
Darcy she's gonna go to Jody, and
Back in the bar.
Yeah, well, Darcy's been inside.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm losing track of all you. Sorry.
Cool baseball slide.
Oh right. Yeah,
so
Darcy.
She's gonna go up to,
Yeah, Jody's getting. Has one hand on the gun aimed still at the door, and the other is on the phone. By the time you get to her.
okay. So Darcy kind of like sort of whispers a little bit. It's like, who did you call?
He's like, call local dispatch. Get the sheriff back here.
Great.
What's going on? What the hell? What in the hell is going? Jody is a combat veteran, but this is, and it's one thing to face an adversary who has similar training to you and whatnot, but they're still human. This is one of those times where it's a little outside of the box for a person's mind. The other queens are kind of gathered in the back with various forms of makeshift weaponry. One has, with the grace of a gazelle, smashed a bottle and already has a jagged bottle, out in front of her. One has a pool cue. Another has like the little grater that the bartenders use for the lemon zest type thing, and like that's going to do something, and other et cetera, et cetera. But they're all on one side. Jody's the only queen that's not part of that group at the moment.
I don't mean to alarm you, but I don't think the sheriff is going to be able to help you. The best thing for you right now is for everyone to just stay in here. Don't let anybody in under any circumstances. I was gonna say unless it's one of us, but actually, maybe not even then.
What's Dumas doing, by the way? Let's see. I want to get Dumas' position.
Dumas just standing out there with Hawk and says, well, if you're not going to go in, the other woman can't be too far. Maybe we can find her.
Okay. I'll let you guys scout around. So as you do so, you do see red lights in the distance, red and blue lights. One of you. I'm not sure. This really doesn't trigger a move per se, but I think it's most closely. Actually, I suppose it does kind of trigger investigate a mystery. So, which of the two of you, Hawk or Dumas, would like to investigate a mystery? Let's do that quick.
I guess Hawk will. I'm the one more actively looking around. Dumas tends to investigate through magic.
Ah, there is that. All right. So, Hawk, go ahead and investigate a mystery. Roll plus sharp, please.
Woo!
8. All right. So you have exactly one hold. Am I assuming it is where did it go? Or what's being concealed here? Equally good questions.
Yeah, I suppose where did it go or what's being sealed? I mean, ultimately, I'm trying to find Princess. So I
Right.
guess
So
whichever one.
okay, yeah. So what's concealed here? So, Dumas, you and Hawk again, as kind of like the police lights are coming closer. You kind of circle the building. Hawk, you kind of spying in the grass. Like again, this is like fields and farmland are surrounding you. So right, outside the rear, where like there's a little bit of a drive where like a dump truck or something could run up to gather garbage, etc. And there's like short grass about 2 feet tall, and you spy something glittery. As you approach, you do find Princess, and she is quite very dead and pale and drained of any and all life essence.
With obvious puncture wounds.
Obvious puncture wounds, yes. What do y'all do? Let's pop back. Why don't we pop back inside while you guys are trying to figure out what's going on there? What are Charles and Darcy up to now?
So Charles has burst running back in. He goes back to his stool with the remaining legs, breaks the last two, rips off his shirt, grabs the end of the bar of one of the sticks and starts wrapping it up. Reaches over the bar and goes, "I'll be borrowing one of these bottles, please." Grabs the strongest proof, pours it on there, and lights it.
Jesus
drinks
Christ.
drinks a little of the booze, and then pours the rest on his back.
What the fuck is he doing? I don't even know. I don't know what you're doing. It's like insanity now.
Remember, he got scratched on his back.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you're trying to use your brew. You're using magic. Okay, use magic.
Yeah,
All right, now I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Right, roll plus weird.
And so now he's going to basically have a little makeshift torch and a little spear.
Yeah, and again, under more intimate circumstances, this would be pretty darn sexy. but no.
I don't know. I think the Funky Town shirt takes away from that a little bit.
Well, it's been ripped off his body now, so
yeah, he is now shirtless.
All right, so it works imperfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch. So the effect was you want to heal one.
Yes.
And what's the glitch? What are you choosing as your glitch?
It has a problematic side effect.
Love that.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna say you. I'll basically say that it's kind of like when you chum the water around a shark. Same effect if a vampire should be coming around.
Oh, he's made himself delicious.
As if he wasn't before, right? All right. Darcy and Dumas, the sheriff's car is now pulled straight up to the front, just where it was before sheriff gets out. Are you remaining outside? What are you doing? He's on his way in already.
Let's see.
Well, we found Princess's body around back, right?
What's that?
We found Princess's body around back, and he's just front.
Right. So I mean, yeah. So you probably wouldn't even see him. Are you going in? Or what are you doing? Is my question to you. Are you staying out there? But he's about to go in unless you've come around the front to intercept him or talk to him or do something. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. Don't really have the appropriate thing to deal with it right now, and especially with the police showing up. Can't exactly deal with the body right now, so I am going to be a horrible, horrible person in an attempt to at least try to control things. The sheriff's in the front and not really looking for the moment. Hawk is going to drag Princess's body and put it in the dump.
That does make Hawk a little bit of a bad person, but who are we to judge, right? Seriously, look at this group.
Then I'm going to a sturdy branch or a screwdriver or whatever, and basically put it through the little lock holes on the dumpster to try and lock the lid down.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that's easily done. Is Dumas just kind of hanging out for this? What does Dumas do?
I'll tell Dumas to take the ankle.
So both of you are basically Dumas. You are an accessory to being a bad person. Hawk is a bad person. All right, we're good to go. I got that down. I'm writing my note. We're good to go.
Add,
Alright.
add accessory to murder to those charges.
Hey, who can say at this point?
Is Dumas actually on board with this plan?
Let's see. Is Duma on board with his plan? So you want to hide the body so the sheriff doesn't find it?
Yeah.
I think she just wants you to move it, but
Oh my
Are you on
god.
board with this plan?
Oh my god! What a
generally approach to it?
was that Hawk?
What
I couldn't
is
hear the last part. I'm sorry. Hawk, can you repeat that last part? I did not catch you.
Are you guys on board with the plan? You'll do it when I'm like, come on, help me. Or are you gonna be resistant? Are you gonna do this by himself?
Let's see. Duma was probably not going to do it, and she's just well. She'll just say, just go talk with them and distract them. I mean, we don't need to do this right now.
So let me understand. So Hawk is like, are you going to help me with this or not? Dumas like, we can do this later, right? Is that I'm picking up what you're putting down?
Let's not do this ever.
Well, if that being the case, if Hawk wants to press the point, I will allow Hawk to manipulate someone. So is Hawk going to press it or just let it go? Oh, Hawk is all in. Hawk is all in on manipulate. All right, so for another hunter, 10 plus, if they do what you ask, they mark experience and get +1 forward. If not, then you get nothing. So what do you do, Dumas?
Yeah. All right.
Looks like Dumas an accessory. Mark 1 experience, keep +1 forward for the next roll. All right.
Hawk not giving up. It's like you're gonna hide this body.
All right. Meanwhile, inside. Let's see here. I'm sorry. I'm losing track of who's where. Darcy, you're inside. Yes.
Darcy and Charles are
Darcy
inside.
and Charles are inside.
Charles is shirtless and covered in booze.
Again.
Darcy was attempting to talk to this scared drag queen. But the sheriff's already here, so
Okay. So the sheriff walks in and he sees, like, obviously there's no evidence of anything that just happened here. So he walks in and he's wearing the wide brim. He kind of kicks it up and he looks at Joey. He's like, "What in the hell is going on? Why is that man shirtless with a bottle? I can smell it from what? Okay, someone please tell me what hell's going on." And Joey's like, "We saw Mimi. Mimi was here." And sheriff kind of cocks his head. He's like, "Mimi was here. What?
Scott,
Where is she?" Yes.
would read a bad situation apply here?
When you look around and read a message, I don't think it's to any kind of point like that yet.
Okay,
I don't think you triggered anything.
so the sheriff is not a vampire. Got it.
So, comma. So yeah, he's like, Mimi was here, and he kind of turns. He turns away. He's like, "Well, where is she now?"
She's now turned to a pile of ash.
Charles.
Charles lights his torch.
Charles.
So I totally the sheriff's like, I totally saw this going a different way. Like, one from each camp gets killed. They both start turning on each other. Chaos is caused. Meanwhile, I create more children. And now you've come to town, and now I have to do it the hard way.
Charles is going to poke him with his torch now.
Now Darcy has triggered the move, so go ahead and
Alright,
roll.
let's go. I knew it. Sorry. I feel vindicated.
Roll
Oh,
plus sharp.
well.
Well, you also knew it about the Reverend.
Well, I don't know. It could be the Reverend. He said one from each camp. Anyways, I don't get it.
You get experience.
I get experience,
Get
which means I
experience.
level up. So there's that.
Okay, I'll hold on to that miss for now.
Oh, great.
And what does Jody do? Or I'm sorry, what does Charles do?
Oh, it's easy. Charles is going to look right after the sheriff finishes saying that. Charles looks at his torch, looks at the sheriff, and just and tries to light him on fire.
All right, go ahead and roll kick some ass.
And another thing is he's gonna ask, "Who the hell invited you inside anyway?"
That's 6.
Probably.
All right. So I'm going to say that you try to light him on fire, and he's just too fast, and he literally turns the torch on your body, which is drenched in high grade alcohol.
Oh,
So
God.
let's go ahead and take, for starters, this is going to continue each round until, not each round, you know what I'm saying, every so often until it's out, but right now take 2 harm, armor piercing. This is not something your armor can protect you against.
Stop, drop, and
So-
roll.
So the desert experience has been brought to small town Arkansas, as we now have our own personal rendition of Burning Man.
Pretty much.
Like, he's as he basically pushes Charles away, and Charles is now igniting. He's like, "You fool! That superstition only applies to the lesser minion vampires. I'm a master. I create them. I am more powerful, and you're about to become my children." And he's like, "Except for her. She will be the one you feast upon first." He's pointing to Darcy. That's your
That
miss.
doesn't seem fair.
That doesn't seem fair. Oop, Hawk is saying something, but I can't hear you, sir. Ma'am.
I would totally love to make a dramatic entrance at this, but when it happens.
If you guys were,
Right.
if your goal was to head around the front and go in, then I will say very shortly you can be coming in the front door.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
That's the plan. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Now that you've concealed the body.
Yeah. Small detour by the RV, but yeah, the plan's to go in the front door.
All right. So, as he's kind of standing there, he gets winged by a shot from Jody. You see, you kind of see him. He gets like hopped back a step, but the you can see the hole, but he doesn't seem to be slowing down. And he turns it. He's like, "If you had just gone to plan, you could have made this so much more simple. I could have formed my flock so much more quickly and efficiently."
Darcy is going to take. Hold on. Can I say that my baseball bat is wooden? I don't know if we ever
I do
established
vaguely
whether it's
remember us
wooden or
talking about
metal or not.
I do remember us talking about aluminum, but who's to say?
I mean, it's okay if it's metal. I'll use it.
I'll use it. All right, it's aluminum. You have an aluminum bat. It's more sturdy than wood, theoretically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna swing at him
All right, kick some ass.
because I'm great at that.
Good plan. And after this, 9. After this, Dumas and Hawk will be able to look in the doorway and see what's going on. All right, so kick some ass. You got a 9. So 7 plus, you, whatever you're fighting, harm each other. So I'm going to say that, let's see here. I'm going to say it's going to claw you. So go ahead and take 3 harm. What does your
Ouch.
baseball bat do?
My baseball bat does 1 harm.
All right, you can.
Oh no!
As it gets hit, you see him just shrug it off as he basically rakes his claws across your chest. And you're like, "That's my good bra."
That's canon.
That's
does say that.
canon.
That's my good bra.
All right, now Dumas and Hawk see you get there just in time to see Darcy get slashed across the chest, and probably I'm going to say Darcy does fall backwards and collapse to the ground as her harm move.
The shredded bra just like.
oh, what have I done?
Dumas looks at this and says, "Seriously?
What's Hawk saying again? Hawk's cutting out.
They're just coming to us
well,
now?"
I open the door and I see the sheriff clawing Darcy, who falls down.
Right.
So the obvious immediate thing to do is to try and shoot the sheriff in the head with the elephant gun.
Oh, do we have the elephant gun? If you want, I'll say you did. But
I left it in the RV. That's why I said I wanted to make a quick detour by the RV.
That works. All right. All right. And Dumas is just bewildered with the silliness of these mortals at this point. All right, Hawk, go ahead and kick some ass. No pressure. Oh. All right. So you got 10 plus. What is your? What do you choose?
Well, this shot is definitely going to rock him, which will definitely give an opening for whoever is going to go next. So I'm actually going to choose to give whoever's going to go next +1 forward.
Okay, who do you want to give it to?
That is a very good Dumas.
Okay, all right. Dumas has
I was thinking Charles until I realized that Charles was on fire.
Charles' turn is going to
Right.
some quick and dirty first aid.
now. Here's actually, you know what? This is a really good question that I don't know the answer to, so I'm going to ask my friendly monster of the week expert. So, yes, Emily, out of character. Dumas actually already has +1 forward from doing
stack.
what they stack. They do stack. Okay, so
So
Dumas.
Dumas will now have +2 forward on whatever her
Oh,
next
this next
action is.
next thing. Okay, cool. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Back into character. Back into character. All right, Dumas, what you doing?
The elven gun.
So I'm sorry. I meant to. Yeah, so the hawk remembers to squeeze, not pull the trigger, and the elephant gun again on a normal being, this would totally just disintegrate its head. For what happens here, you do see like a spray out the other side, but he basically he's kicked forward, almost tumbling like in a somersault, and locks eyes with you, and that's kind of what he keeps him off balance here.
Yeah,
But you see like a hole. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, firing that thing indoors would probably just bust everybody's eardrums.
Yeah, exactly. Hawk rolled so well. If she hadn't got that awesome roll, I would say she was maybe kicked back by the elephant gun. Like basically, on the verge of breaking shoulder type of thing. But Hawk's shot was true. But yeah, everybody's this is a loud indoor explosion that just happened, and the sheriff, he's now focused on Hawk. This is what gives kind of a plus opening, and he kind of takes his hand and takes his claws, and he wipes them across his face and his mouth, and he's like, "Your friend tastes so good."
Ew.
What is Dumas doing?
I feel violated.
Dumas just steps forward and says, "You see, this corruption has spread too far," and she was just punching.
All right, kick some ass. We're doing a lot of ass kicking this round this time.
Yeah, there's a lot of vampires to kill.
A lot of vampires need killing. Oh, the 11s are rocking it tonight. All right, what is your extra effect you're taking?
Let's see. We'll go with inflict terrible harm. So
Okay.
it'd be 4 damage, right?
If your special weapon fist, do 3 plus the 1 4. All right,
Yep.
Excellent. Describe what happens. I want to hear. I usually do the description, but tell me what happens when Dumas hits. You haven't finished this guy off, but you've definitely done something.
Well, as usual, she comes up, she hits him, and there's big shock wave, and all the windows again just blow out.
Yeah, it's like windows blow out. You can see if you could look over at the drag queens and back as you see the hanging glasses shatter from behind the bar. It's like no,
and you just hear it's big thunder, just.
How's it go again? Yes, I'm going to clip that. I'm clipping that. We're clipping that. Okay, cool. So yeah, and you basically see the sheriff that hat he was wearing is now knocked the hell off and halfway across the room. You can see that his jaw is actually dislocated and kind of almost torn half off. And I'm going to say, let's see here. Charles, I'm gonna say he's basically been blown back enough. He kind of turns to Charles, and I'm trying to think of what a great thing for this. So I'm gonna say he's going to try to throw you into your friends. You're still on fire, by the way.
Yep.
So go ahead and act under pressure to not be used as a projectile.
Oh no.
A fiery projectile.
It burns.
All right. So worst outcome, hard choice. I'm gonna say you are able to kind of you do get like thrown, but you're able to like wriggle around enough to change your trajectory, and like the group basically sees Charles sail past Dumont and Hawk. So take one more harm, armor penetrating, as you are still on fire. That's the negative part of the show here. All right, let's see here. Who does what? What y'all doing?
Charles is going to stop, drop, and roll.
All right. I'll say that after this damage, then as long as you're not acting next, soon you're gonna be put out. So that leaves the three of you. What do y'all do when? Right now, the sheriff is pissed, and he kind of puts his jaw back into place, and he actually turns his back on all of you and moves towards the queens, who are all huddled in the one corner.
Charles weakly groans. Protect the queens.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Protect someone.
If he wants to show me his back, I will shoot him in the back.
What was that, Huck?
If he wants to turn his back on me, I will shoot him in the back.
All right, Darcy, let's do it. What are you gonna do? Out of curiosity, before I see what's coming next, how are you protecting the queens?
I want to put myself in between them and the psycho and shoot at him. I realize I have a revolver that doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but the point is, I am.
Okay, go ahead and roll tough to protect someone. We'll see how you do, and then I'll have Hawk connect. Eight. All right. You protect them, but you'll suffer some or all of the harm they were going to get. I'm going to say that you basically kind of shoot him as he kind of leaps towards you, and he basically would have indeed hit one of the queens basically perfectly. You interrupt that so you can see he changes tactics and he sinks his fangs into the side of your neck, and take 2 harm.
Oh, looks like it's my turn to almost die, guys.
Yeah. As that's happening, you see his jaw kind of tightens up, and that hole that the elephant gun caused is starting to close up.
Ew.
Hawk, I think you're gonna kick some ass again. Actually, you know what? Hawk, he has no ability to defend you against you, so we'll do harm as established. So what does your pistol do, if that's what you're gonna do?
I guess the elephant gun is just a one shot, and I need to reload it. So
yeah, one of those guys.
So yeah, it'd be the pistol is 2 harm, but I'm also gonna drop both of my what could go wrong hold into that for an extra +2 harm.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So total of 4 harm.
Cool. All right. Yeah. You'll do 4 harm. You'll deal 4 harm. So yeah, you shoot him straight to the back, and you see it buck him. And with that, he kind of looks at Darcy, and it's unnerving to see your own blood dripping from his fangs, and smelling that coppery smell so strongly, and knowing that like those copper molecules came from the hemoglobin in your blood. and but he kind of basically pushes you away and says, "I'll save you for last." And now he's going for Dumas. Dumas, what are you doing? He's literally going to come at you. You can either participate in that fight, or you can get out of the way, or tell me what you're doing.
Let's see. She just looks at him and kind of cracks her knuckles. You want another go? Let's go then. She just steps forward and just boom.
All right, kick some ass. A lot of ass kicking. So much ass. So much ass is being kicked. The price on ass is going down because there's so much of it. All right, it's an 8. All right.
As is prices on our mixed successes.
Yes. All right. All right. So let's see. You do 3 harm. Okay. So Dumas, take 3 harm minus your armor, whatever that. I think it's just 1, right?
Yep.
All right. So take 2 harm total. All right. Let's see here. Kind of circling around. Looks like we haven't. You know what? We haven't been given Charles any attention. It's just very. It's very sad in the grand scheme of things. Now that you basically put yourself out. So as basically after he's rocked back by the hit from Dumas, and again the shockwave shatters more glass. The neon beer sign, the only thing left from the honky tonk as it was, is also now shattered and gone forever. You find, like, as he's been rocked back from Dumas' mighty kapump, he's right next to you. He literally says, "That hurt. Why don't you heal me?" And he goes to bite into you. So you can at this point, I'll let you kick some ass if you feel you're able. Otherwise, I'm going to have you act under pressure.
Charles responds. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out his brass knuckles, and goes to punch him in the mouth.
All right, kick some ass. Eight. All right. Let's see. So yeah, you bust him in the chops, and he kind of rocks back, but he does end up getting his fangs into you. So take 2 harm minus your armor.
Ooh.
This is actually armor worthy. So what was it? 1 harm?
So just 1 harm?
Yep. What are you at now for harm?
That'll make me unstable.
All right.
Charles is going to have to do some surgery.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we want that. Yes. So I don't want to see the surgery. So mark unstable. Remember to mark unstable. You'll be continuing taking damage, as I say, from now until it gets stabilized. Anyone else want to do anything at all?
Are there any of those stool leg steaks still laying around on the floor? No,
Yeah.
Charles used all of them.
Yes.
There is 1 left. He did break 3. He broke all 3 and set 1 on fire. Yeah, so there is 1. What do you do?
Oh, then they clear some to run forward, grab 1, and charge.
All right. Go ahead and kick some ass, Hawk. Why should you be out of this ass kicking equation? I feel bad. I'd like you to be involved. I'd like you to be part of the team.
We're all bloody.
Go ahead and kick that ass. 9. All right. So as you do it, you sink that stake in, and you also you get swiped on the side. I'll have you take 3 harm. And
Right.
was that?
Alrighty.
Right? And as you do that, you see this. It's almost as you're literally at kissing distance from the vampire's mouth,
Ew.
and he's just driven himself onto you and the stake. And you can smell the coppery smell of Darcy's blood on his breath, and it's like probably some of it's now dripped on you, and you see this look in his eyes of like surprise. And then suddenly,
Monster.
What do you say? I didn't mean to
Really
interrupt your
mean.
moment. Say it one more time. I want to get it clear.
Die, monster! The world ill needs a sheriff like you.
And with that, he falls backwards. The stake starts on fire. He descends into dust by the time he hits the ground.
Darcy from her spot on the floor. This is the most beat up she's ever been, probably.
So, what's everybody's
Um,
harm at right now? Out of curiosity, I've been keeping you on your honor. I haven't really been keeping track. 2,
It's time
3.
for no surgery.
You're at 5. Oh yeah, Darcy's unstable. Charles
4.
4.
From her position on the floor in front of the queens, she's gonna. This isn't a move or anything. This is just fun. But she's gonna sort of look up at the queens that are gathered around her or behind her. She's gonna say, "If I die, at least I know that I went protecting some gorgeous queens."
And you see one of them just come out of the group with this look of like staunch heroism on her face, and she's like, "It's like, mistress, give me your taffeta." And she usually brings up her side of her dress and strips her bit of cloth are being ripped off and used as bandages on Darcy as we speak.
I would ask Dumas to go and get the good first aid kit.
The good first aid kit.
Oh
Charles
man!
is already starting. He's starting his surgery. Hurry!
Knowing that Dumas tends to be the fastest and nobody's paying much attention.
All right, so okay, we have Darcy stabilized. So what is who's been sent to get the good first aid kit?
I,
But
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
Dumas going to do it.
yeah, she'll go get
and
the kid.
Funny. And meanwhile, Charles can still smell that charred flesh scent. You know, something you don't want a candle for. But yeah. And so there we are. So as Charles's wounds are tended to, probably by Dumas, not quite understanding what first aid is, you know, and just kind of like more or less throwing gauze at it, and you know, basically duct taping it up.
No, I mean, she understands how a human body works.
Has she cared though? You know. So from here, since we are getting close, I'm gonna. What, Hawk? I can't make you out at all. Sorry about that.
Hawk would totally be, going over, supervising first aid, making sure everybody gets appropriate care, telling Dumas not to.
Okay.
With my taffeta bandages, Hawk's like, "Yep, that's fine."
Thumbs up to that one. Hawk's mother hen move.
Yeah, and very much making a point of trying to ignore the fact that she's hurt, and it's like, no, not me. I'm fine.
Cool. All right.
I'm not fine, but
I'm not fine. It's the person who says they're fine is never fine. They've probably been bitten by the zombie, so there's that.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
Are any of us about to become vampires? Like, is that is that something we have to worry about right now?
Is it? We'll have to wait till next episode to find out.
Oh no!
God.
All right. So we cut. We're going to cut to the driving away from the crime scene montage in the RV, and everybody recovering as best they can. Yes, Darcy.
Darcy is not driving this time. Who drives when Darcy doesn't?
Please say Dumas.
Sure. I mean,
Green light, go. Red light, stop. Yellow light, go very fast. So, all right. So yeah, we're everyone's kind of recovering from their wounds. The second stringer driver is driving the RV. People are trying desperately not to bleed on anything or anyone. And what do you call it? Fenris is being his jolly self, being everyone's favorite support animal, trying to keep up spirits as they drive silently between whimpers of minor pain down the freeway. Boom! All right. So, again, I don't want us to run too late. So, let's go straight to XP. Unless you guys had anything, a scene you wanted to do or anything like that, I will take that into account.
The only thing is just, I was just going to add, the final scene for Charles is just, he's in the room and he has the head out.
Ugh.
But here's the thing. This is the last thing that's going to be, so if this was like a movie, this would be the last thing that's seen. You hear this voice. Damn, Dad, you got your ass kicked today.
Yeah, because that's what we need. Yeah. And the camera pans away. The camera goes in reverse. It pulls out of the RV itself and keeps going into the night until the RV is just a speck on the dark road. And then we re-roll session credits. All right. So let's do this real quick. End of session experience. Did we conclude the current mystery?
yes.
Yes.
We did. Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
Multiple
Saved
people.
Bunch of someone.
Bunch of
Queens.
someone's. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yeah.
What is that?
Mass players don't need to be invited.
There you go. All right. Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
That Charles is a sicko?
That's not new information.
Hey.
I'm going to say no on that one, unless anyone wants to give me an example.
That Hawk is
Not
totally
yet.
going to step out into a-
I'm so sorry, Hockey. Keep cutting out there. I can't hear you.
that Hawk was willing to stuff a body in a dumpster on like no warning.
That was, yeah.
Okay, we'll go for that one. Regardless, you each can mark 2 extra experience boxes. End of session experience, so two boxes. And let me know if that takes you over, and then we'll kind of handle that next time. But again, we're over, so again, for brevity's sake, I'm going to push us along. So, excellent session. I usually spend quite a few minutes gushing about my players, and I would like to this time. But again, I don't want to keep it longer, and I want to respect everybody's bedtime and whatnot. I will say that again, if you the viewer don't understand, these are my players, and they're giving of their time to be here with me on my stream, and roleplay with me, and I don't. It's one of my goals is not to take advantage of that time or disrespect it. So that's why I do try to keep things on schedule, because I would like to respect their time. So without further ado, let's say goodbye to our players, starting over here with Cassie.
Okay, goodbye, peoples.
And we have Emily.
Bye.
And the wondrous Jason.
I did stuff today. Yay!
Yay! Hawk always does. It's just you did less support and more blowing shit up. And then we have Brian. Brian, tell us where we can find you on the web. Horror and Dubs.
Of course, you can find Horror Dubs at Twitter at Mr. Nerdy Brian, and on YouTube, Horror and Dubs.
Horror.
And wow, I got to become the Human Torch today.
Excellent. Cool. Awesome. And I am Scott's Case Files, the channel you're watching on. Definitely, follow me on Twitch. All my other social media stuff is below if you hit the About. My Twitter, Discord, YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, all that stuff is below in the description, and please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really helps me out. Liking videos is awesome, etc., etc. Comment. I'd like to hear what you're thinking, what your thoughts were on the session, what I could have done differently, etc. I'm always cool to hear that, and not just from Emily. Anyway, because I request her wise sage advice. That is exactly what's going on, because she is wise. Wiser than I. So with that, I bid you all a fun farewell, all the good stuff. Be good to each other, play some role-playing games, stay safe and healthy, and go forth and do no harm, and we'll see you maybe next week. We'll see what's going on. Bye for now.